My name's Fiona Maxwell, and as Damien has said, I'm the General Manager of Next Wave. I became the General Manager at the age of 25, just 11 months before we were to present the youth cultural program of the 2006 Commonwealth Games. I based my leadership style on intuition, my decision-making on seat of the pants, and negotiation skills on a combination of pleading and begging. Amazingly, it worked out reasonably okay, but I was looking to consolidate what I knew, find out what I didn't, and be inspired by people who actually knew the answers. Fast forward to May 2007, where I attended the Emotionally Intelligent Leader course at Melbourne Business School, Mount Eliza, supported through the scholarship from ABAF and the Margaret Lawrence Bequest. The course effectively started 6 weeks earlier with an extensive 360-degree feedback process, where my staff, board, stakeholders and colleagues were surveyed about my management capability. Melbourne Business School then spent the first half day of the course preparing us for the worst and to avoid us slitting our wrists in case of bad feedback. The feedback also benchmarked us against the world's top CEOs, and we had plenty of capacity for context, so even the low scores were okay. We then all had one-on-one coaching sessions with psychologists to begin unpacking some of the findings, sometimes unpacking as far as childhood. The broad premise of emotional intelligence is that if you're more in touch with your emotions and those of others, you'll make a better manager, leader, and build stronger teams. We were equipped with concepts of leadership styles, perception, listening, and implementing change, which have formed fantastic starting blocks for my personal and professional growth. This may also sound strange, but the whole experience for me paralleled a spiritual retreat, being 3 whole days to focus on myself and my personal development. The impressive thing was being surrounded by a group of dedicated and committed professionals from their mid-20s to mid-50s, all committed to developing emotional intelligence through their own motivation. Nobody was there because they were openly emotionally dysfunctional. The next best thing was the group was led by a team of world-class instructors who didn't just read from PowerPoint slides, but invariably skipped them and espoused management theories or great examples much more relevant to the chain of discussion. I went into the course suspicious of the notion of theatre and performance tools for illustrating management concepts. I work with performers and thought a corporate attempt at theatre would be pretty weak, to say the least. But maybe I'd forgotten the power of role play as a child, because by varying learning styles, you actually do learn more and you concentrate more. The performative elements of the course were stellar. Unfortunately, I don't have photos of the Nigerian funeral dancing, but imagine accountants, lawyers, professional types stomping, clapping and bottom wiggling, or as a way to break down inhibitions. From simple trust exercises to role-playing, the merits or otherwise of coercive leadership, I was impressed and engaged. The activities aren't easy, but they do shake you out of your comfort zone, and that's the whole idea. Being a young and new manager, I'd always felt pressure to know the answers and have solutions to problems rather than be caught out. Anyone to discover how little I really knew. A key learning of the course was the power of coaching, that you can be a leader by guiding someone to find their own answers. This was amply demonstrated on multiple occasions, but especially in the small group coaching sessions, where the power of 3 heads was much better than my 1. The whole experience was made all the more inspiring and supportive by the Mount Eliza environment. 5-star accommodation, 5 meals a day, and dawn walks on the beach in a spectacular setting. Similarly, the resources provided were extensive and relevant. You only had to say, I'm interested in this topic, and 10 minutes later you'd be given an article or a big book on the topic. Anyway, that was a year ago. Since then, we've presented the 2008 Next Wave Festival with audiences of 150,000, extensive media coverage and a critically engaged program. Perhaps the best applause for me, however, was during the staff debrief, where the team recognised the management of the artistic director and myself. They said it was the right combination of professionalism and hugs. After an intense festival period with all the usual crises, but also punctuated by a series of personal tragedies, the team were united, loyal to each other, and intensely excited about the journey they'd been on. I'm not sure that a balance of professionalism and hugs is how the management textbooks describe emotional intelligence, but it's definitely the basis of my definition. The chair of my board once asked me if I saw myself as a manager or a leader. I was pretty fuzzy on definitions at the time, but I now think of management as the day-to-day running of a big steam train, having enough coal, engine maintenance, linking all the carriages. But leadership is actually getting everyone on that train and all heading in the same direction. For me, that's an ongoing pursuit, and I'm delighted also to be one of the first mentees in Nonprofit Australia's Mentor Link program. The one-on-one coaching and mentorship definitely dovetails well with the inspiration and ambition fueled in Melbourne Business School's Emotionally Intelligent Leader course. And it's been interesting talking to a couple of colleagues who've just finished the course in the last couple of weeks, and how to maintain that momentum and the enthusiasm and all the things you promised you'd do at the course. So, that's been a good connection. Professional development for non-profit arts managers, due to budget constraints, tends to come off second best. As CEOs of Australia's premier cultural innovation organisations, we deserve the same as big business, where sometimes the breadth of experience required and the level of responsibility is equivalent to those with another zero on their pay packet. The insight of ABAF and the Margaret Lawrence Bequest presents a true commitment to the arts and a relevant connection to business. I encourage the program to grow and others to take their lead. Thank you.